What is up, Light Fam? Welcome to another video. My name is David. Many of you that have had a spiritual awakening are very cognizant of the fact that the planet has entered into this stage of receiving massive downloads of light. The collective consciousness is receiving an intense light influx to help with the 5D shift and kick off what is known as the Age of Aquarius, or the age of spirit into matter. So as these light codes bombard your energy body, you will experience what are known as the physical ascension symptoms. So this video is meant to list some of the most common ascension symptoms and the explanations behind them, so that you've got some clarity on your spiritual journey and you won't think that you're just losing your daggone mind. So let's get into this topic of ascension symptoms right now. Let's go. The ascension process in its simplest terms is basically you receiving an energy upgrade so that you can hold more light. The ascension process is all about you raising your light capacity. Now, of course, it's much easier for our energy body to adapt to higher frequencies. Just think about how you feel after a really good meditation, or maybe you've been out in nature practicing mindfulness, for example. But what about our physical body? Our physical body obviously is the much more denser aspect of who we are, but science has proven that matter is still energy. It may be more denser, tightly packed energy, but it's still energy nonetheless. So it's the physical cells of our bodies that really have to endure the brunt of the grunt work of holding more light, recalibrating to raise the light capacity of the physical body. And this is where the ascension symptoms of the physical body come into play. So if you've just had a spiritual awakening and you're new on your spiritual journey, you may be experiencing some physical symptoms that are out of the ordinary, that you just can't quite figure out, especially if you've never heard of the term ascension process or ascension symptoms. So here are some of the most common ascension symptoms. Ascension symptom number 1, feeling tired, fatigued, and sluggish. So now, obviously there are a myriad of reasons why someone could feel this way, but if you are generally a healthy person, you're getting more than enough sleep, you're eating high vibrational foods, you have at least a normal exercise routine, and you don't have some crazy tower moment in your life that's stressing you out of your mind, and you're feeling abnormally tired and fatigued, then this definitely could be an ascension symptom for you. So as our energy bodies get bombarded with that next level of light energy that is designed to upgrade our light capacity, our physical body has to adapt and recalibrate the light capacity of all the cells of our body in the fastest way possible. So your body is an adaptable, self-regulating mechanism. It adapts. That's what the human body does best. So that adaptation to an increased influx of light at a higher level than the planet has ever experienced right now, that is going to be physically taxing on the physical body, because your physical body is really going to get tired from that workout that it's receiving from your energy body. So, it's almost like your energy body is the personal trainer, right? And the trainee is your physical body. And so those two are in the light energy gym and they're hitting PRs and they're putting those spiritual light muscles in a state of hypertrophy. And now after that intense energetic light workout, now comes the rest and the growth that is needed by the physical body to increase that light capacity. As I mentioned earlier, 5D ascension for the physical body is all about the cells of our body being able to hold more light. So the cells of our body have to go through a detoxifying of denser, older, stagnant energy that no longer serves us to make room for more light or energy that does serve us. So the detoxifying of denser, older energy is what's known as the purge. So the purging process that our cells go through is a very physically exhausting process of the ascension process, because the cells of our body not only are detoxifying that older, denser energy that no longer serves, but they're also expanding energetically so that they can raise their light capacity. This is obviously a lot of work for the physical body, and this is where those ascension symptoms of fatigue, sluggishness, and feeling tired come from. Another common ascension symptom or group of related ascension symptoms is this irrational fear or anxiety, restlessness, even panic attacks. So there's a very common ascension symptom where you just get this sense of irrational fear that there's something big and scary looming on the horizon. You just don't know what it is yet. You guys may remember just a couple of videos ago that I did where I'll link at the top here and in the description below. But I mentioned that after you have had a spiritual awakening, your energy body gets more in alignment with higher consciousness. It gets more in alignment with that potential parallel reality where you are living your best life. But that higher frequency that your energy body is picking up still has to be processed to your physical body, and that gets filtered through your 3D ego. So our good buddy, the 3D ego, does not know how to properly translate and interpret higher frequency. It doesn't know how to interpret higher consciousness. It doesn't know how to interpret light codes. It doesn't know how to interpret the higher frequency coming from that potential parallel reality where you are living your greatest version. And so the 3D ego misinterprets and inaccurately translates that higher frequency into anxiety, into irrational fear and restlessness. But do not believe the lies of the 3D ego, like fam. Rest assured, your body is just recalculating so that it can shift into 5D. So what's really happening with the ascension process? What's the nitty-gritty with the ascension process? Well, remember, light shows us what was once hidden. So light brings to our attention what was once in the dark or in the shadows, shadow work, so that aspect can stay in the light. And what is light? Well, light energy is higher frequency or a lighter vibration than that denser, darker energy. So it would make sense to say that those physical symptoms of ascension are the byproduct of the denser aspects within ourselves that need to be raised in vibration so that those aspects can share the same space as the light, and moreover, not anchor you from ascending to your higher vibrational state or your lighter self. When the light illuminates a part of our energy body that is denser than the light influx that we're receiving at that time, that denser energy, be it trauma, shame, self-hate, low self-esteem, self-worth issues, that lower, denser energy has to be transmuted into higher frequency energy at a level that is in resonance with the light download that we're receiving in that moment. So that transmutation of energy is what causes the physical ascension symptoms. So the light might be illuminating a junk food diet that you may have. Or the light may be illuminating you abusing your body with drugs and alcohol. Maybe the light is illuminating a self-love issue by forcing you to examine why you stay in that abusive relationship. But the physical symptoms of those denser energy aspects of our energy body get exacerbated to the next level as these massive downloads of light super intensify on the planet right now to spark the great awakening of the collective consciousness. So here's the main takeaway, Light Fam. I want you to remember that ascension symptoms are definitely tougher to handle in the beginning of your spiritual awakening, because you may not even be aware that ascension symptoms are just a normal part of the ascension process. Heck, if you just had a spiritual awakening, you may not have even heard the term ascension process, much less ascension symptoms. But rest easy. It's much like working out. When you first start working out, you will feel a soreness unlike anything you've ever felt before. But once your body gets used to working out, you never feel that same soreness again as when you first started working out. So remember, we said the body is an extremely adaptable mechanism. So as your body gets used to that ebb and flow of recalibrating to the higher energy, resting, recalibrating, resting throughout the ascension process, it begins to hold more light and resonate more with 5D. And this causes you to act more in resonance with 5D. You start putting higher vibrational foods in your body. You start seeking higher vibrational relationships. You start seeking higher vibrational careers. You start treating your body in a manner that is in resonance with 5D. And this is how the physical body makes the 5D shift. This video is going to be a list of some of the most common symptoms. This video is going to be a list of some of the most common ascensions. This video is going to be a list of some of the most common ascension symptoms. Let's try that again. This video is going to be a list of some of the most common ascension. God bless America. As I mentioned, 5D ascension for the physical body. Physical body? Physical body. Physical body. Let's do physical body. 5D ascension for the physical body. Now, there are many more ascension symptoms, but without turning this into a 45-minute video, I will make ascension symptoms part 2, probably 3. But right now, it is time for question of the day. What aspect of your energy makeup has the light illuminated that needs to be raised in vibration? Ooh, juicy, Light Fam. That's a juicy one. Leave those comments below. Of course, we would love to get an open discussion on this one. Like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you have a question for me, add me on Instagram _Lightways. Until next time, light, love, and abundance to all that are watching and to all you love. Peace, guys.